but if you have anything to share about breathing and yoga.
Okay. So towards the end, we're going to actually do a little bit of yoga and move. But with the breath for yoga, it's basically, if you've ever heard of vinyasa yoga, that vinyasa means connecting your breath to movement. And so yoga, when it was traditionally created, it was starting in the seated position, just breathing. So a seated position was the first position in yoga. And so that's kind of where the meditation aspect of yoga came from, is from that seated position and just working on breath really all day when it comes to like Eastern medicine. Now, I don't teach, I teach more of the secular yoga, I guess you could say. But I am very familiar with the meditation and breath work aspects of it. And so breathing, essentially when you start a yoga routine, like that's where you want to start, because as you start with your breath, it's helping ground you into your space, right? So when we start in a yoga class, you want to just try to arrive and not worry about anything else that has happened in your day. You just want to come into this space. So your breath is kind of like a focal point. It's a grounding point. When your mind starts to wander, you come back to it. So in meditation, of course, there's a bunch of different ways that you can meditate. But one way is by counting your breath. So you focus on your inhales all the way to the number you're going to, holding it, and then coming back out. Of course, your brain is made to think, right? So a lot of the times people think they're bad at meditation because, they're thinking about other things, their mind is wandering. But if you're not thinking, then there's something wrong with your brain. So it's okay to be thinking, like acknowledge those thoughts, but then your breath is a way to connect you back to, okay, where was I? This is where I can come back to. So I think that's a misconception of meditation a lot. And even with yoga, like some people say, I can't do yoga because I'm too busy. I always want to keep moving. It's too slow for me or something like that. But really taking the time to slow down, first of all, is really great. And then using that breath to remind you, okay, here I am. And maybe counting your breath is different. Maybe some people only need 3 breaths to get them back to center. Some people may need 10. It just depends, and there's not one way to breathe. There's not one way to move with yoga, which is why I like it so much, is that you develop a practice that works for you. It's not concrete, this is what you do and how you do it. So for me personally, when I do yoga, I'll show you guys when I back up onto the mat, but I'm actually sitting on a block, so I'm lifting my hips up. So I'm also, as I was sitting here listening to Melissa talk, I thought about maybe some people can't sit on the floor and that's not comfortable. So I'm also going to bring a chair behind me to show how you can, a chair or your couch, to show alternative ways to use that breath to connect you to your space and then be able to feel that throughout your body. Another part of the breath with yoga is also relieving tension throughout the body. So one part is noticing where you're holding tension, because sometimes we're just like, oh, my shoulder hurts or something, and you don't think about it, why that's happening. But then you take a moment to, okay, I'm going to connect with my body. I'm going to see where I'm holding that tension, and then that self-awareness piece that Melissa was talking about. So becoming self-aware is like the key to starting any type of practice, right? Being self-aware that, oh, I'm holding this tension. Am I doing short breaths where I'm only breathing from my chest? Or am I getting that full diaphragm? I can't say that word.
Diaphragmatic.
Thank you. That breathing, am I getting that full breath and really expanding my lungs? And so becoming self-aware of how your breath is it short or is it longer? So essentially by the middle to end of your practice, you want to notice that your breath has gotten deeper, your inhales and exhales have gotten longer, and that you're getting that benefit of really sending that breath to areas of your body to release that tension. So the self-awareness piece, and then using your breath to kind of relax those muscles without doing the pressure points, right? So there's a lot of different ways that we can release tension, and sometimes one way may work for somebody but not for the other. So that's why I think it's really great that we're all doing this, because we're giving you a bunch of different options to see how you can integrate it into your daily routines and be able to just feel less tension and stress. Now, obviously, doing yoga, it's not going to make any of your stressors go away, right? So it's just a good practice to be able to step away from that, give your body time to rest, recharge, and restore, and then be able to go through whatever stressors that you have with a little bit more ease.
Okay. I like that. So you want to show us some things?
Sure. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab the chair right here, and then I'm going to back up to my mat. So before I go grab that, if you're watching and you're not comfortable sitting on the floor, if you're on the couch or a chair, I'm just going to have you come to the edge of it. But if you can get on the floor, then I'll give you time to get on the floor. Maybe you have a mat. If you don't have a mat, maybe a towel. So I'll just give you like 30 seconds to a minute to just get set up for that.
Perfect.
Okay. So as you guys are gathering and readjusting yourselves, I'm just going to show you these 2 things that I have that you can probably, if you want to, order on Amazon or, the next time you can go to a store. But this right here is a yoga block. It's pretty, they sell some that are like more firm. This one is pretty soft because you can lay on it. And then this ball is a tiny ball that gives a little bit, and it's really good to help with breathing. I'm going to show you guys at the end how you can adjust this on your back lying down, just because I know everybody probably doesn't have this, so I'll give this to you as a tool at the end. So when you're on your mat, I'm actually going to sit on the block. So what I was talking about, sitting on a block, so when you lift your hips up, you're able to kind of internally rotate your hips, and you have a little more space to sit comfortably, okay? So if you're on the chair or your couch, just make sure you're sitting at the edge, and then that we're not slumping and rounding our back, but we want to keep a straight spine, roll our shoulders back, and then try to relax your shoulders away from your ears, okay? If this is a little bit difficult for you, we're going to connect to our breath and hopefully soften and release that tension in our neck and in our shoulders. And then you can just take your hands to the tops of your thighs. Okay, so we're sitting up tall. Your core may be engaged just a little bit. And then if it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. So how we're going to breathe today, we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale out of our nose. And the reason that we do this is in yoga, building heat is an essential part of moving and doing yoga. So you don't just build heat by contracting your muscles, by the physical postures, but you also can build heat by just starting with your breathing, expanding your lungs. So we're going to take an inhale through our nose. Exhale out of your nose. Just beginning to ground ourselves into our practice. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your nose. One more, inhale. Exhale, side out. Now we're going to do a counting breath. So we're going to inhale to the count of 6. We're going to hold for 3. And then exhale for the count of 7. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go through that 2 more times. Last one, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keeping your eyes closed, we're going to bring our hands to our lower belly. And here we're going to focus on expanding, basically like Melissa was showing with the grocery bag. You're going to expand your belly like it's a balloon. So same concept here. So as you inhale through your nose, try to expand your belly into your hands. As you exhale, deflate the balloon, return back to center. So with each exhale here, just try to send that breath to any areas of tension in your body. Inhale. Exhale, return back to center, nice and slow. Don't let me rush you. Make sure you're breathing at your own pace. My pace is just a suggestion. Inhale, fill up the belly, expand. Exhale, soften. All right, we're gonna move our hands right onto our rib cage. So now as we breathe, we're gonna think about expanding into our hands. So we're expanding the breath outwards to the sides instead of forward. So inhale, allow your rib cage to expand outward into your hands. Exhale, soften back to center. Inhale. Exhale, soften. One more, inhale, expand. Exhale, soften. The last spot, we'll take our hands to our lower back. So maybe your palms on your lower back, fingertips facing down. Now this one's a little bit harder to feel, but you're gonna try to breathe into your lower back. So inhale, and you'll feel a little less movement, but just focus on your lower back. Exhale, soften. Inhale, full inhale. Long exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, soften. You can bring your hands back to the tops of your thighs. And if your eyes were closed, when you're ready, softly blink them open. Okay, so that was just a little bit of how maybe I would start a class or even start a meditation. Maybe go a little bit further into the breath and take longer breaths and take a little bit more time there. But just wanted to give you guys some tools that you can practice at home, maybe taking 3 to 5 minutes to connect with your breath, really ground yourself. And then if you guys want, you can comment if some of that breathing was difficult, or if it was easy, which ones you preferred. If you felt that tension release, just let us know how anything that we're offering you guys is feeling in your body, how it's helpful, what you want more of, and how we can help you continue to build. Okay? Now we're going to get into our movement, so we're going to connect our breath with our movement. We're going to inhale our arms overhead. As you exhale, you're going to take a twist. So we're going to bring our left hand behind our back. Our right hand comes on the outside of our left thigh. I'm going to come off the block. So from here, we want to make sure that we're not rounding that lower back again. You want to feel like there's a string at the top of your head and you're being pulled towards the ceiling. So lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, staying tall here. And then as you inhale, grow a little bit taller towards the ceiling. Maybe as you exhale, you can twist a little deeper. So you can be looking off to the side, or if you want to deepen your twist, you can look back towards your shoulder, your right shoulder. Continue to stay with that breath, breathing evenly and deeply. And we'll inhale back to center, arms overhead. As you exhale, we're going to fold forward. So just walk your fingertips forward. And then you're going to keep your chest lifted. Try to draw it forward. And you'll feel this a little bit in your lower back and outer hips. So also, I'm sorry I didn't mention, for the people who are sitting on the couch or the chair, you can still do the twist the same way. And then when you fold forward, just go ahead and rest your hands on the tops of your thighs. So seated, position, stay here. I'm just going to demonstrate on the chair.